Hey y'all, welcome back to the August testimonial video. This is part 2 and I'm excited to finish out this month of August. Y'all, I have been trying to power through this content. It's Thanksgiving today, so happy Thanksgiving. Obviously, it won't be Thanksgiving when I post this video, but just wanted to say happy Thanksgiving. I'm super thankful for just all the new subscribers, all the support on YouTube. I'm excited to continue growing my YouTube in the new year. And I just love posting. I love sharing content. I love recording content. And every time I get like in front of the camera, I get like really excited. So I am just thankful for the confidence to continue recording videos like this, and I pray that you continue watching, continue supporting. Definitely make sure you subscribe, definitely make sure you comment below, let me know your thoughts, let me know if any of these testimonial videos relate to you. I think that's it. So without further ado, let's hop into August 16th. So on August 16th, I think it was a Friday, because I was supposed to be heading to Upper Marlboro, or where does she live? Lanham? One of the two. But I was supposed to be going to record the podcast episode with Nia for Things Hope For. But there was some miscommunication, and it just didn't work out that day. So I'm so glad that I had reached out to her to confirm, because if I were to have driven all the way to where she had lived and we weren't recording, I would have been highly upset. But it worked out. It worked out, y'all. We did not record that day. We recorded on a later date in August. And it was perfect. It ended up being perfect. But aside from that, I'm glad we didn't record that day because I had some other administrative things to do. I was preparing for workshop part 3. So I had to finish the landing page. I was able to confirm the flyer. And I was just excited to really release the topic and just get people excited about part 3 of the workshop series. I was able to have a meeting with my intern. We had just moved our meeting days to Fridays. So I was excited to like see how this new day was gonna be, you know, working out for us. And it has been. Although I prefer to meet at the top of the week, I think Fridays gives us time to kind of regroup before we start the new week. And just also gives me more time to prepare if there's anything that maybe I had forgotten to ask her to do or anything like that, because Friday, of course, falls into the weekend. So I have the weekend to kind of think through some things. So Fridays have been good. I also started editing the perfume vlog that I had posted. I had did another challenge this year. Aside from the testimonial challenge, I had also challenged myself to get a perfume once a month this year. And I have been doing good, y'all. If you haven't already watched the video for my perfume haul for spring summer, definitely make sure you do that. I'll drop the link in the description box. And in December, which will be next month, I'll go ahead and record the fall winter perfume haul to finish out my perfume challenge from July to December. So I'm excited for that because it's been an interesting end of this challenge. And yeah. So I'm excited to show y'all what I got. But let's see. I ended up going over my sister's house to look for a dress because it was my friend's mom's 50th birthday party and she asked us to wear blue. I had ordered this dress from ASOS, super cute dress, and y'all, it did not come on time. I literally was on the phone with UPS while I was writing out this journal entry because I was trying to figure out how I could get this dress some kind of way. The party was literally the next day and I had paid extra to get it delivered early and it still didn't come early. I ended up reaching out to them and getting my money back for the expedited shipping, but I still ain't get my dress. So on time at least. Obviously I got it now, but I didn't get it when I wanted to. So I had to go to my sister's house to see if she had any other options for me to wear. And she actually did. They were a little big, but it still worked out. I'm gonna see if I could pop some pictures in here to show y'all what the dress looked like that I ended up wearing. Very plain and simple. Which is kind of my style, but not really. I'll be liking a little bit more detail and a little bit more like oomph. And I was gonna wear a different option, but I'm glad I didn't because I ended up wearing that option to another event that I had went to later in the month. So it ended up working out, just not the way that I had wanted it to. I ended up staying at my sister's house a little bit longer than I wanted to. She ended up leaving because I think she took Jet and Blaze to summer camp and then, or vacation Bible school, one of the two. So I ended up staying and playing badminton with my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law, and then my other brother-in-law. Yeah. So originally, well, first of all, y'all, I had on a dress and sandals. That's number one. And I was still out there hitting it. But it started off with Valent, who is my sister's husband's sister. And then their brother Drew. And we were playing. Me and Valent was on the same team, and then Drew was playing on the team by himself. So I'm pretty sure I've played badminton before, obviously, but I feel like it's been a while. So when I was playing, I'm like, I was a little rusty, but once I started playing, I was getting good. And I really loved it. I believe I have really, really good hand-eye coordination. I think I was doing real good, especially being in a dress and some daggone sandals. So it was a good time, y'all. I was literally running back and forth, trying to hit the ball, whatever. And then Greg, my sister's husband, ended up coming out there and being on my team. And Valent and Drew were on the same team. So we was out there for a good 2 hours, just hitting the ball back and forth. So that was really, really fun and very unexpected. But as soon as I got home, I took a shower. I was hot and sweaty. I ended up having a call with my friends to talk about homecoming because we were planning to go to GHO this year. We did not go, but we were planning to go. But we just waited to the last minute. It was a lot going on. We were trying to get an Airbnb. Everything was expensive. It was just a lot. So we ended up not going. But during this call, we were just trying to solidify an Airbnb option. So that was that for August 16th. Okay, so on August 17th, I was at home. I ended up having to work, and apparently I had only one appointment scheduled, but she ended up rescheduling. So I really didn't have much work to do, so I focused on personal work, of course. Again, I tried calling UPS to see if I could pick up my dress from one of the locations, but y'all, it didn't work. It didn't work. So I ended up just wearing one of the backup dresses, as y'all saw, that I got from my sister. And I was kind of upset. I didn't love the way the dress looked on me. Like I said, it was a little big. And it was just really plain. And the dress that I had purchased was just so cute and would have been perfect. But it's all good. In my journal entry, I said, I'm gonna probably just send the dress back because at this point it's the principal and I was irritated. But obviously I ended up keeping the dress, y'all. And I wore it for my workshop. So that worked out. Mars came over because my mom was watching her. I don't know where my sister and her husband had went, but Mars came over. So I played with her a little bit before I ended up leaving out to go run some errands. I stopped to get some food. And then I finally made my way to Jordan's house to get myself together for Miss Khalees's party. We got there. It was a good time. We really enjoyed ourselves. Taylor, of course, was there. That's her mom. And then Jade and Dion came as well. So it was super cute. It was a really, really nice location. Taylor really helped to put most of the party together. So that was really, really sweet of her. And the party was really, really nice. So I'm glad we were able to celebrate Miss Khalees's 50th birthday party. Okay, so on August 18th, I woke up the next day after Miss Khalees's birthday party, and apparently I did some drinking. I wasn't hungover though, so very thankful for that. But the appointment from the day before had ended up rescheduling for 11:30 that morning. So of course I had to work, woke up, clocked in, had the appointment, and the appointment didn't go the way that I had expected it to go. It was a younger woman, probably maybe in her 20s. She could have been maybe her late 20s. She could have been in her early 30s. And she just wasn't happy with her body. And she got on the call excited to shop and to find something that she loved. But once we started looking at the size chart, which I do for all of the clients that I work with for Emily LaFleur, she started to feel very discouraged. She ended up getting emotional on the call and just not wanting to move forward at all, which was very sad to see, to be honest, because I just don't love that women don't love their bodies. And I'm trying my best to shift that and what that looks like for women. Obviously, it's a process and I'm only one person. So I, can only do but so much at a time. But I definitely prayed for her and just tried to encourage her to not get so hung up on the number, but focus on dressing her body for what it looks like now. And not every brand is, gonna work out. I mean, we may not be the brand for her, and that's fine. But there are other brands out here that celebrate women like her and that have the proper clothing and the proper sizing for women like her, and they were made right for her. So I just prayed for her peace, encouraged her to keep moving forward regardless. So I hope that she felt better when she got off the call with me. But aside from that, I basically just had a great day. I did some admin work. I watched church. I ate breakfast. I was able to work on the perfume blog. Was making sure that I put it out that day. And then me and Jordan, I helped Jordan to move some things from his storage into his studio, because like I mentioned, he had just got a studio and he was just moving some things around and getting acclimated to the new space. And once we did that, we came home, made dinner, and watched a movie. So it was really a productive Sunday. So on August 19th, I worked from Jordan's. I had one appointment, but ended up getting another appointment scheduled. And it seemed to have been a pretty productive day. I had basically planned out my content copy for the week, created some content, submitted a blog post for ModSense. If y'all remember, ModSense is that fashion platform that I submitted blog content to monthly. I literally did that all 2023, and I'm pretty sure I made close to $1,000, if not a little over $1,000. But this particular blog post, I don't know, they had changed up their process and it had kind of gotten a little more challenging to get accepted, for my blog post to get accepted. I also had started using AI because it was just a lot easier, and just writing blog posts from scratch can be very time consuming. And I know they sent out a message to the blog writers basically saying like, we have a tool that tells us whether or not you used AI, so don't use it, da 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 da. But honestly, y'all, I had submitted a couple of blog posts using AI and they weren't flagged. So I think they were just saying that to scare people, to be honest. But anyway, I was saying that I had submitted a blog post for them, and I was hoping that I was able to get it accepted so that I could get paid. And I was saying that because I was in another business rut. So every so often, I'll get in a space in my business where no money is coming in. All the money is going out. Whether I need to pay for Zoom or QuickBooks or Dubsado or whatever other subscription that I pay for to keep my business up and running. But on the back end, no money is actually coming in. So didn't have any clients, didn't have any speaking engagements that were paid. LTK earnings weren't coming through, and ebooks weren't selling. So I've been in this space quite a few times, and honestly, I'm in this space right now, and it sucks. It's annoying because it's like, I know that I'm doing what I'm called to do. I know that I'm doing what I love and what I'm passionate about. So why am I not making any money? Like, what is the problem? So I have been in this space quite a few times, and I'm currently in this space again right now. And usually when I'm in this space, I just turn off some of the subscriptions that I use, because there's no point in me paying for it at this point in time if, one, I don't have the income to pay for it, but two, if I'm not actually using it to make up for the price point. So I am irritated that once again I'm in this space, because the year started off so good. Started off with a client, then I got another client, and then since then it's just been crickets. And I'm not exactly sure what that means or what's happening. I do know that, you know, I have my job to fall back on, so that's always helpful, but I don't want that to be the case. I want my business to thrive. I want my business to have clients. I want my business to bring in money. I want my business to replace my my income, my 9-to-5 income. I am praying, and God knows, you know, He knows what's best for me. He knows what I want. He knows what I'm working towards. He knows all of that. But I would love for Him to give me more clarity, and I feel like He has, with what I can do and what I can move forward with in my business to, you know, build community and bring in the proper clients. It's definitely some content that I'm working on, some different ideas that I'm working on, a new service that I plan on offering, and it's definitely quite a few things that I'm working on, but I'm in the phase of working on it. I'm just praying that this will be the last time that I'm in this space. And I don't know, just something comes from this, because I get that entrepreneurship can sometimes be up and down. But with me wanting to be full-time for the 4th time in my journey, I don't want to have to be full-time and then have to go back to getting a job again. I want this to be the last time that I transition into full-time entrepreneurship. So I am praying for that. And if you're in a similar space, I hope that you are continuing to keep your faith, grow your faith, pray, and just have the proper mindset that you need to have when it comes to being an entrepreneur, especially when you're a Christian entrepreneur working for God and doing the things that He is telling you to do, because a lot of what He may be telling you to do may not make sense. It may not look the way that you expected it to look, and He may be asking you to do things that you may not even want to do. So I pray that you, that if this resonates with you, that you just continue to trust Him, trust the process, and I'm speaking to myself as well, and just find people or pray for the right people to surround you, for the right support and just the right mindset that you need to have when you step into this thing called entrepreneurship. Because, yeah, everybody's journey looks different. It can be very frustrating at times. But that doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. That doesn't mean that you are moving in the wrong direction. It is just a part of the journey, and that's it. I did in fact sell 1 ticket to the workshop, part 3, on this day, and I was just praying that the woman that I was collaborating with on this workshop was the right person, because communication had been kind of all over the place, and I don't work well like that. But obviously it ended up working out because, you know, we were able to execute. But aside from that, I was also offered the opportunity to vend at an event called ProCon, which is ran by an old friend of mine. This is her 3rd time doing ProCon. Yes. So this year was ProCon number 3, and she does an amazing job with putting on this event. The team, the people that are a part of the event is awesome. I had never vended, but my boyfriend had vended twice, either once or twice, and I believe he spoke on the panel for the first one, if I'm not mistaken. And I was actually trying to be on the panel this time around, but she offered me the opportunity to vend, which is something that I don't typically do because it just never really makes sense for me. But I did it this time, and I'm glad that I did it because it encouraged me to get a poster. So I'm sure y'all saw it in the workshop BTS video, the vlog where I did the workshop. But Jordan designed a poster for me, and it's like a marketing material that I could use when I do vend for future opportunities, or when I am speaking and have a table and all of that. I can have my poster. So I got it from Vistaprint. It's a stand-up like poster, and it's really, really nice. It just basically showcases who I am, what my business does, and all the things. And if I wasn't asked to be a vendor at ProCon, I probably would have never gotten that poster, or I just wouldn't have gotten it when I did. So although and I'll talk about it more as I continue to finish out this this testimonial vlog. But I don't think my audience was really there, and it wasn't something that really was fruitful for me. Like it wasn't, I didn't see the return on the investment. Although the vendor slot was free for me, time is money. So time was spent there. I did enjoy, you know, being at the event and listening to the speakers and making a few connections. But none of those connections really came through, to be honest. And the same thing happened last year too, when I had I just attended last year. So I don't know if I'll attend again. And it has nothing to do with the event. The event was awesome. I just don't think it's the right event for me and the industry that I'm in. And the types of people that I'm wanting to connect with. That was it for August 19th. So on August 20th, I woke up at Jordan's and I was kind of tired from the night before. We had watched some documentary. I really can't remember what it was about. But sometimes documentaries be scaring me. As much as I love them, and I enjoy, oddly enough, being scared. Sometimes certain documentaries really be like, it'd be hard for me to sleep after watching certain documentaries. I can't remember what this documentary was about, but anyway, I wasn't feeling the best, but I was feeling better today. I was able to have a call with the woman I was collaborating with on the workshop, Patrice, and we solidified a few details. Jordan and I went on a run, and it was really, really nice because the weather was nice, and I'm glad that I was able to exercise. I spent the rest of the day styling bento clients, posting and creating content. I was able to go grocery shopping, and I stopped at Sephora to pick up my perfume, or a body spray, which was technically my perfume for the month of August without me even realizing it. I had a $10 off reward in my Sephora account, so that was nice. I also had a phone call with my friends about homecoming, and one of them was letting us know that she would no longer be able to attend, which I was kind of content with. Honestly, y'all, I wanted to go to GHO because I have not been since 2016. So it's literally been years, and I was looking forward to going. But I also wasn't upset either because I knew that I could save that money and use it for other things. So it wasn't terrible, but it was a little like annoying because we were planning and really working towards it, and it still didn't work out. But Anisha also reached out and let us know that she had hand, foot, and mouth disease from her daughter. So she was planning to host a birthday weekend. We were gonna go on a boat. We were gonna go to the studio. We were gonna have like a little girls' night out. She had a whole weekend planned, and she ended up getting sick. So we obviously rescheduled, but it was just a lot going on. She ended up sending me my money back for the boat. And although I probably should have put it to the side, I was praying in here that, you know, God would give me the wisdom to use it for the right thing, because there were so many things at the time that I could have used it for. And I was also praying that he gave me the wisdom because it was the banner. I was trying to order the banner. ProCon was coming up in less than 10 days, and I still hadn't solidified the banner. At the time, I kept looking at Vistaprint and seeing how much it would cost. And it was a little over $100 to get the banner. But I ended up, obviously, was able to order it, and I got it at a discount, I want to say, which was nice. And I was able to order the banner for ProCon, so it ended up working out. So on August 21st, I worked from home, and I did administrative work. It was Wealth Warfare Wednesday, so I basically fasted until 12 and prayed until 12 o'clock every hour. I had 2 virtual coffee chats. One of them did not show / rescheduled, and the other was a woman I connected with at the Women's Health Summit. I believe that's what it was called. She was one of the panelists, and it was great connecting with her. Had a really great conversation. She connected me with a guy who was going to help me to start the process of home buying. I never actually followed up with him because he was asking me for a lot of information, and at the time it was just very overwhelming. I do plan on getting back to him with everything that he's asking for before the year is out, so I'm hoping and praying that that will work out. But at this point in time, I think I'm going to focus on getting an apartment. Obviously, I plan on owning a home, multiple homes, but I don't think owning a home is going to be my first step at this point in time. If that is God's will, yes, I'm here for it. But I'm also not like, I'm content. with having an apartment right now. I only plan on renting for a year and then obviously looking for a home with my husband. We'll see how that goes. My plans aren't his plans, so we will see. But aside from that, it was a great conversation. I rescheduled a few calls and I ended up getting the money back from Anisha and depositing it into my business account. I had turned off some subscriptions and I believe I ordered my banner. I don't know if it was this day, but it was around this time. I basically styled most of my clients for the rest of the day for work. And then I ended up eating lunch, showering, washing my hair, and then I had a nail appointment, so I was able to make it to that. And I believe that was pretty much it. I was also praying too that, this will be the last time that I would have to turn off some subscriptions and really just cut back on business things due to me not bringing in as much money as I wanted. So I was praying for that here, and this was August 22nd. It is now November 28th, and I'm going through this issue again. So I am just again praying that this year is just the last year that I go through this. And that I'm really able to get clarity and just like the blueprint for what it is that I'm supposed to be doing to bring in the financial increase that I am praying to God for in my business. So on August 22nd, I was off work, which I already know. I still had work to do. I had a coffee chat that ended up getting rescheduled and for another time and day. And I ended up just responding to emails. I did a podcast interview with Jess and it went really well. Jordan also sent me my banner so that I was able to order that through Vistaprint. It looked really, really nice and I was just so happy with it. And I was praying that I would receive it before the 31st, which in fact I did. After that, I did end up logging into work for a little bit to style some clients. And then I hopped on a call with Ayo, who is my photographer and videographer for part 2 of the workshop series. I was hoping to work with him again to get pictures and video for part 3, but his price point was just not in my budget. And not to say that it wasn't worth it, but I literally had nothing to give him. So it didn't work out this time around, but I pray that we'll be able to work together again soon. Jordan and I did receive some free tickets to the Orioles game from my mom's friend. So my mother had asked me if I wanted to go, and I said, sure. I know Jordan loves the Orioles. So we ended up getting tickets from her, and this day we went to the game. It was a really, really nice day, y'all. Like, we went out to eat. The weather was nice. We went out to eat before the game, went to the game. Of course, we always go to Pickles before the game, which is like a bar across the street from the game, from the stadium. So we did that. We left the game around like 9:30. It was a later game. I think it started at like maybe 4 or 5 or 6. One of the two. And then we ended up going out to eat after that. So it was just a really, really nice day. And I was happy to have been able to spend time with him. I also received the pictures from the photo shoot for my client Kishana, and they looked really good. So obviously, because I worked with Elena and she knows the type of content that I love, and the pictures were beautiful. So I'm glad that worked out. So on August 23rd, it was Anisha's birthday, and we were supposed to be celebrating her birthday, but like I told y'all, she got sick. So we ended up having to reschedule, which I was not mad at. I needed some time to just regroup, catch up on editing, catch up on some work. And I ended up taking off work anyway, so it all worked out. I had my meeting with my intern. I was able to order my banner for ProCon. And it was a very annoying situation. So if you're familiar with like Klarna or like Afterpay or Pay Later, then you know that, when you order certain things and you click that option, you're only supposed to be charged a partial amount of the total. But when I clicked that option for Pay Later, it charged me the whole amount. I don't know what I did wrong or what I didn't do, but it charged me the full amount. And I kind of didn't have the full amount to pay for the banner right then and there. And y'all know I was, low on funds in my business, and I had transferred that $100 that Anisha had sent back to me. So I really only had partial of what the banner cost. So I was gonna pay partial, which I think was only about like 20 something dollars. So I was like, all right, cool, I'll do that. And then that way I'll be able to cover some other business expenses during that month. And just when I get paid again, I'll go ahead and pay the remainder for the banner to pay it off. But y'all, I clicked pay later and it charged me the full amount. I was pissed because like, what? So I was very irritated and I had to repent for being worried and just irritated, because it's like, when things like that happen, it's like, what? This was not supposed to happen this way. Like, what did I do? I just didn't get it. So yeah, I was just repenting for worrying, repenting for being irritated about the situation, and you know, that it ended up the way that it did. I was also praying that, you know, God would just increase my faith and not allow my business to be the foundation of not my business, but my job to be the foundation of my financial success. Because right now I was just depending on my job because my business wasn't bringing in much of anything. And the little bit that I had was now all taken away because of a glitch in the system. It was just a lot, but I did end up getting a payout from LTK that day. So that was nice. I can't remember the amount, but I'm sure it was at least $25 because it has to be at least $25 in order for me to get the payout. Although I went through that, it also was something else, another financial favor piece that came through. So that was that. So on August 24th, I had to work. I woke up with 2 appointments, but one of them ended up canceling. I did some bento styling, follow-ups, and just worked on my perfume blog that apparently still was not out. But it looks as if I was able to finish editing and schedule it to go out. I also scheduled one of the episodes for the Stylist Rant podcast, so that was cool. I started working on the next testimonial video. I don't know which one it was, I didn't specify, but yeah. I also was able to finish up a presentation that I was working on for my uncle, and I was just saying how I needed to call him because he wasn't responding to my text messages. I was also able to update my website with Keshauna's new photos, and I added them to my Google business profile. And it was a pretty productive day. Once I packed up all my things, apparently I was going to Jordan's. Once I packed up all my things, I stopped at the ATM and I went to the dispensary, y'all. I went to the dispensary and I ended up getting 2 pre-rolls for $4. So it was a good little deal. Now, I will say, I wrote in my journal, I know smoking isn't something that, you know, God is wanting me to do, but it's something that I sometimes do for fun. You know, I don't do it every day. I really honestly don't do it often. But it's something that I enjoy doing every once in a while. So on this day, I was able to get a pre-roll, 2 pre-rolls for $4, and I appreciated the deal. I know that eventually I will stop. During this 90-day fast, I, didn't smoke at all. I challenged myself to not smoke at all, which is not a hard task for me because I just don't smoke that often. But sometimes, every once in a while, I do want to smoke or eat an edible, and I enjoy it. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like it puts me in a creative space. It gets my mind thinking differently than, I would on a regular sometimes. And it's just something fun to do. It is something that, like I said, I'm working on stopping. But once I got the Jordans, we went to the market, and then I came back to eat. And then we left out for a couple of drinks at this restaurant called The Avenue. It was a good time, and I'm glad I went. So that was that. All right, so on August 25th, I woke up really tired. It was a Sunday. Me and Jordan were supposed to go to church, and we were supposed to go to the farmer's market, but I just didn't have it in me. The night before, we stayed up a little later, and I watched New Jersey Drive. I don't know if y'all saw that movie or have seen that movie, but it's an old movie from the 90s. I had seen parts of it, but not the full thing. And Jordan just randomly put it on. And it's a cool movie. Like, it's not much that happens in the movie. Like, literally, it's the same thing happening throughout the entire movie. But basically, back in the 90s, in New Jersey, teenagers used to steal cars. And it was a thing. So they made a movie about it. And most of the teenagers either were raised by raised by single family, raised in single family homes or by their grandparents, and just didn't have the guidance and just the example to follow. And although it was a good movie, I feel like that movie kind of scared me a little bit. Because it's just like thinking of me having children and, you know, them not having the proper guidance. Although I know that that won't happen to my kids, just thinking about the kids that don't have the guidance and thinking about those kids in the movie who, you know, just kept doing, although they knew what they were doing was wrong, they still kept doing it. And just being super risky and knowing that they could go to jail, knowing that they could get in trouble. It was just very scary to me. Or knowing that they could die. It was just a lot. And it was very scary to me. And you're probably like, how is New Jersey Drive, if you've seen it? How is New Jersey Drive a scary movie? It was just scary to know that those kids were like ruining their lives by doing something that was illegal, knowing that they could go to jail, knowing that they could potentially die. Like, that's scary to me. And they were so young. They were in high school. So it's like they haven't even really started life yet, and they've already are messing it up. One of the boys, I think a couple of the boys had died from just the cop shooting or just getting shot by someone who they knew. And then I think one of them or two of them went to jail. Another one of them went to jail but ended up getting out of jail. So it was just like a lot, and it was very sad and scary to me. So when I watch stuff like that right before I go to sleep, I probably shouldn't, but I didn't really know it was gonna hit me like that. But it was kind of hard for me to sleep. I was just really scared. But anyway, I ended up also watching a really good vlog from my girl A Wilkie. So I started watching and following her this year. I would say probably like 6 months ago, if not less than that. And I just loved watching her growth. She's grown so much from just a little bit of time that I had been seeing her content and watching her vlogs. This particular vlog was a vlog that she went on a brand trip with Jordan. But she went on a Jordan brand trip, and the vlog was really cute, and I just loved it. I love that she is a Christian. I love that she believes in God. I love that she talks about God on her vlog, and I love that she is so faith driven. And for me, it just inspired me. Honestly, watching her vlogs inspired me to get back into vlogging, because there was one point in time in this year where I was like, I don't really feel like vlogging no more. Like, I don't feel like it. Like, I don't want to do it. I wasn't inspired. I wasn't motivated to do it. But when I started watching her vlogs, it inspired me to pick up my camera again. Like, it really did. So this particular vlog was really good, and it just showed me like what God can do. Although he knows that I don't feel like I could be an influencer or a consistent content creator. Like I said, I love being in front of the camera. I love creating content, but I don't know if influencing or like being like this big influencer is something that I really want to be. It's a lot that comes with it, and from what I know, and I'm sure it's a lot that comes with it that I don't know. And I just don't know if I'm cut out for that, to be honest. Like, I'm very like cut and dry when it comes to certain things. I'm very nonchalant when it comes to certain things. If I don't feel like doing something, for the most part, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not about to be like being on live every day or like, you know, doing all the things every day. Like, no, I don't feel like it. Or no, that doesn't make sense. Like, no. And God knows that I'm like that. Obviously, he made me like that. But yeah, I say all that to say, you know, if influencing is for me, we'll see how that goes. But I do want to do the brand campaigns. I do want to partner with brands. I do want to get paid to create quality content. Like, I want all of that. But I don't know if I want to be out in the open with it all the time. Because that's just not me. It's just not me. But we'll see. But on this particular day, I apparently had to move some money around. I was paying for certain subscriptions, not paying for certain subscriptions in my business. That obviously is the theme of this entire testimony right now. And just praying that God would provide me with more than enough to just cover everything that I was paying for at that point in time. And he continues to do that. So yeah. So on August 26th, I started my work week at Jordan's. I didn't have any appointments, so I basically worked on bento all day. I ended up joining in the Monday morning prayer call with Epic Fab Girl, which is Candace's platform. I'm on the emails, so I'm able to join in every Monday, but I haven't really been joining in lately. But this day I did join in, and I was glad that I did because it was motivational, it was inspiring, and it was just a great start to a week. I had came on my period that day, so I was planning to like work out and just like have a super productive day. And then my period came, so it kind of slowed the day down. It made me tired, and I was in pain. But it still ended up being a productive day from what I could see. So yeah, and I was just thanking God for the day and just praying that I made some good connections. I don't know if I had some calls scheduled or if I was going to an event or whatever. I don't really know why I said this, but yeah, that was August 26th. So on August 27th, I had to switch notebooks. On August 27th, I worked from home on Bento. I came on my period the day before, so I wanted to come home just to feel a little bit more comfortable. I had 3 virtual coffee chats, one with a lady by the name of Lisa, another by the name of Tiffany, and then Dr. Brown. They were all really great connections and calls. Most of these women I had met at the Women's Health Summit, and then another woman I had met from my workshop that I had. So I was just excited to connect with them. One of them had to reschedule, but everybody else, I was able to talk to and just connect with. After my last meeting, I was able to go to Eldersburg to do some shopping. I needed to go to Walmart, and I'm pretty sure I went to Aldi as well. But before I got out the car, I ended up having a call with the ProCon team in preparation for ProCon that weekend. And while I was sitting in the car, y'all, I seen a Brinks truck. So if y'all remember from previous testimonial vlogs, Brinks trucks it's like an insider with me and the Increase 365 group that I'm in. And every time we see a Brinks truck, we know that God is, providing for us financially. And our breakthrough is coming. So I saw one while I was on the call with the ProCon team, and of course I took a picture of it. I'm gonna see if I still have it in my phone, and then I'll pop it in here. I was saying in my journal that I hadn't seen one in a while, so I was just thankful to have seen it, and it was just a reminder of my financial breakthrough. I was also able to get everything that I needed from Walmart, so that was really, really nice, and just thankful that I could afford it. I got my car washed and made it home safely. And that was my August 27th. So on August 28th, I worked from home. I had one appointment that was scheduled later in the afternoon. I woke up a little earlier than I wanted to and felt kind of tired. It was fasting day, so I wasn't able to eat until 12, so I know that played a part. But I actually had a work meeting at 12:30, and then I went live at 1 with Mandy. So Mandy was one of the women who spoke at the Style Summit that I spoke at. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that in the last testimonial vlog, but we connected and she wanted to collaborate on a live segment. So we did that, and it was really, really good, y'all. I love doing live segments. I love speaking, sharing my expertise, and talking, and just giving my perspective on style and fashion. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I was able to do that on Mandy's platform. I wasn't able to share it on mine because she didn't tag me. She didn't collaborate with me, but it's all good. My banner also got delivered that day, and it looked really, really nice. I was so thankful that I was able to get it right in time for the conference, and also have it for future events and my workshops and things. And I was just saying that I was excited to take pictures with it. That night I had another interview with Leslie, who is a photographer who's based out of Connecticut. And I'm pretty sure I talked about her as well too. She has a podcast called the Blazers and Brilliance podcast, and she does it live on YouTube. So I was able to hop on there with her and really had a really great conversation with her. So that was nice. I said I ended the night eating, scheduling emails, and figuring out what I was going to wear to ProCon. I had said that I had got paid the next day, so I was hoping to buy something new, but I ended up just wearing something that I had pulled from my sister's closet. I had pulled two blue outfits, if y'all remember, that I was gonna potentially wear to Miss Khalees's 50th birthday party. I wore one of the dresses, and then the other was a jumpsuit. And I hadn't given it back to my sister yet because I was planning on washing the dress and then giving her both of the items back at the same time. So I still was holding on to the jumpsuit. And funny enough, I ended up wearing the jumpsuit for ProCon, which was perfect because the ProCon colors are blue and orange. And the jumpsuit was navy blue and it had blue in it. So I was on theme. I was stylish. I felt comfortable. I felt good in the outfit, and I got so many compliments, y'all. So it was really, really nice, and it ended up working out. I was also able to watch another vlog from A Wilkie. So this was a point in time when I had just started watching her content for real, more consistently. And I was saying in here that I really liked her content, and that in a perfect world, that's how I want my vlogs and content to be. And I was saying how she's encouraging me to get back into vlogging, and how I was saying that it would just be a lot with the testimonial vlogs and everything that I was doing. But obviously, if you've been following my YouTube channel, you know that I have gotten back into vlogging, and I've been putting out consistent content literally every week for the most part. So I'm so glad that I was encouraged by her content to do that. So if you're watching this, A Wilkie, thanks, girl. And yeah, I think that was pretty much it. I also said that I was gonna vlog the weekend of ProCon, so it all ended up working out. So on August 29th, I woke up early because I was going to the Profit Push Tour with Candace. So she started doing these in-person events in different cities, and she was on tour. So she called it the Profit Push Tour, and she was coming to Baltimore, y'all. So she came to Baltimore this particular day, and I had took off work to attend the workshop. I was able to eat breakfast, get myself together, and I got there right before she started, so it ended up working out. And I was thankful that I was able to meet some of the women in the room. And one of those connections, I ended up being on her podcast. So it was just really, really cool. I was also encouraged to try some new things and do some different things in my business after attending that. So that was a really, really nice experience. After that, I headed back to Jordan's, I want to say, for a live Q&A session with the conference queens. So I think I told y'all I signed up to be VIP. So for the remainder of the year, I get monthly access to Candace and Raven for live calls. And initially, I thought it was quite a few of us who upgraded, but apparently it was just me and another woman. And like I told y'all, the other woman wasn't even showing up for the calls. It was literally just me. I wasn't mad at that though, because I was able to ask as many questions as I wanted. She also encouraged me, Raven actually did this call today, this particular day, because Candace obviously was doing her event and other things. And she encouraged me to stop serving food at my low ticket events, my workshops. So definitely interesting, an interesting perspective, but it also makes sense because, you know, food costs money. And if I'm not making a ton of profit from the event, why am I providing food? So it was definitely something I had to think about, although I had already started promoting that I was gonna have food, so I couldn't change it at that point in time, but it was just food for thought for the future. What else happened? After that, Jordan and I attended an art exhibit from his friend Ime, which was really, really nice. He is a drone photographer and videographer, so it was a really, really cool like exhibit, and everything was so nice. I forgot to vlog, obviously, because I was getting back into vlogging and I just forgot to bring my camera, but I ended up just popping pictures of the artwork into my vlog, so it all worked out. And I was just saying that I was preparing to get paid the next day, but I was paying for so many things at this point in time, y'all. I feel like I'm always paying for so many things. And I also feel like my check is already paid for and accounted for before I even get paid, which is very frustrating. But obviously it always works out, and I always just continue to pray that, you know, God continues to provide for me financially, gives me the wisdom to be a good steward, to be a good sower with my money, and just helps me to manage my money better. And that was that. 2 more days, y'all. We are in the home stretch. So on August 30th, it was a Friday. It was a rainy day, and it was the day before ProCon. I was feeling a little upset because this was the first check that I had gotten in a while that I did not receive commission. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but it's kind of hard to calculate whether or not I receive commission or not. Because now that we do bento styling on top of the virtual styling appointments, there's no way for us to track as a stylist individually. There's no way for us to track how many sales we've made from bento. Although I do keep track of them in an Excel sheet manually, obviously I'm not a computer, so I can't really fully calculate my sales, and also people make returns too, so it's just a lot to like manually do it. So I always look forward to receiving an email from the HR director with the amount of commission that I made versus how many sales I made. And she typically is supposed to send that out once a month, but she hadn't been doing that. And it was frustrating because I look forward to those emails so that I can know what I'm expecting. So I had sent her an email asking her if she could be more consistent with it. And she was still. I got like 2 more emails after that, but I honestly haven't gotten one in like 2 or 3 months. But anyway, I was just a little upset because I didn't receive commission. So I was just using what I had from my one check. And I ended up not purchasing anything new to wear to ProCon. I ended up, like I told y'all, wearing what I already had. I couldn't get a perfume, but little did I know I had gotten the body spray earlier that month, so that was technically my perfume for the month of August. I also had to prioritize an oil change and some other things, and although I said in my journal that I enjoy saving money and, you know, paying off debt, it's still sometimes where I want to buy stuff. I want to treat myself with to some things that I haven't gotten or want to get. So it does get frustrating at times, but I try to be as faithful as possible. I was able to get gas. I was able to order the postcards that I needed for ProCon the next day, and I was also able to pay off some debt. I was praying that I probably just made it to and from ProCon safely. It was this day, but obviously I was talking about the day before. So I was praying that we made some good connections, that we got there safely, that I made some Body Shape Bible sales, and that Aaron was also able to make some new connections. Although we did get there safely, I was able to make some connections. I didn't make any Body Shape Bible sales, and yeah, it just wasn't what I expected. But I was thankful again to be in the room, and just thankful to just be in a space where I could showcase my brand and talk to people about what it is that I did. So I was very thankful for that. Now on August 31st, today was ProCon day. So I had to wake up early and prepare for the day. And we were able to make it to Silver Spring at a reasonable time. We stopped at Starbucks first to get some coffee. I treated Aaron to some coffee. And then I saw a Brinks truck, y'all. So y'all know, I was on my way to ProCon, not really sure what to expect, but I knew that God was on my side. I knew that he was watching over me, protecting us, and allowed me to see a Brinks truck. So that was nice. It's always nice seeing a Brinks truck. So as a vendor, we were in a back room at ProCon, and it just wasn't, like I said, it wasn't what I expected. The room was kind of in the back corner, so a lot of people didn't even really know that we were there. And then I feel like, I don't know if they made an announcement letting everybody know that vendors were back there or not. But quite a few people came back, you know, and walked around and looked at each of our tables. But it really wasn't much going on in there. Although it was a great, you know, event, it just didn't really fit any of my goals and what I was looking to do, and my audience also wasn't there. So yeah, it just wasn't what I expected, but I'm glad that I could say that I did it. I was able to get some really great content for the blog and for just some reels that I had posted, so that was nice. And I was able to take some pictures in front of my new banner, so that was even nicer. We ended up leaving the event was all day, so we ended up leaving maybe about an hour before it ended. I enjoyed all the panelists, I enjoyed all the speakers, all the conversations were really, really good, but we were ready to go because I was tired, and so was Aaron. We ended up making our way back home. We got home safely, and I had an energy drink on my way home. So by the time I got home, I had more than enough energy to record some content. I had needed to record some content because I was promoting the workshop. I had some things that I wanted to say, and it just worked out because I already had a full face on. I had on a nice outfit, so I'm like, I might as well record some content while I got the energy. So that's what I did, y'all. That is what I did. And after that, I was able to shower. I ate dinner. Someone also randomly purchased a Poshmark item or something from my Poshmark account, so that was nice. And I had to make sure I had it because I have had a Poshmark account since I was in college. So a lot of those pieces are like downstairs in the basement. So I'm glad whatever they purchased, I can't remember exactly, I still had. So I'm glad I was able to get that together and package that up to them to send to them. But that is it, y'all. That is it for the August testimonial. I hope you enjoyed part 2. I hope I didn't talk too much. I'm excited to edit this and put it out. I hope y'all enjoyed this vlog. I'll see y'all in the next testimonial vlog, and yeah, see y'all.